Have you ever been to watch a Christmas play? You're sitting there and things are going on and you're like, all of a sudden you go, hold on. I don't think that's how that happened. If so, then you are probably feeling the same thing that several people felt quite a few years back at an unnamed church in Alabama. Hey, I'm Randy Palmer. This is day 3 of 31 days of Not So Crazy, talking about all things Christmas. Tonight we're talking about the wise men and the shepherds and them coming to Bethlehem to see the Christ child. Several years ago, as I said, Christmas plays going on. Everything's taking place. Shepherds have come down. They're there. And then there's this music. And here comes the wise men. And man, they are dressed, man, in these regal robes and turban type things. Man, it was something else. It wasn't like when I was a child, it was like, hey, borrow your parents' bathrobe, grab a towel or something. Let's, get a little rope and try to find some sandals or just go barefooted. Those kind of things. And the kings, we would take and cut out little cardboard pieces of paper and get a paper clip, put them together. All right, so here we go. You get the picture. Wise men are coming down. First wise man comes down and he has the gold. He kneels before the baby and puts the gold down. Second wise man comes down, kneels down, frankincense, puts it down. Third wise man comes down, kneels down. You know what he's got? That's right. That mug had a Mr. Potato Head. I know what you're thinking. Same thing those people were thinking that night. That did not happen like that. And you're right, it did not. As a matter of fact, a few other things did not happen like that night. The shepherds, the wise men, both did not show up at the same time to see the Christ child. So, what I would like to know, is this kind of a test your knowledge thing? I would like for you to answer some questions for me and for one another. Here are the questions. We'll keep them simple, keep them brief. That is, how did the shepherds find out about the Christ child and that it was in Bethlehem? All right? Second part of that question, it's a two-part question. How did the wise men find out about the Christ child and that it was in Bethlehem? Second question, two-part question. The shepherds, how long did it take them to get to the Christ child? How long did it take them to find him and to get to him? The second part of that question is, what about the wise men? How long did it take the wise men to get to the Christ child? Third question, two parts just like the others. When they got there, when the shepherds found the Christ child, what was their response? You know where I'm going then, right? When the wise men got to the Christ child, what was their response to him? So that's 3 questions. I still have a couple more. Here's what else I'd like for you to answer down in the comments. And I'd like for all of you to participate as much as possible. How did you find out about the Christ child? How did you find out about Jesus, the baby born in a manger, while we celebrate Christmas? How long did it take you to get to where he was? Third question. When you had that encounter with Christ, obviously we're not going to Bethlehem and encountering the Christ child like they did. When you had an encounter with Christ, what was your response? Would you please take time, maybe post it down in the comment section. Maybe you want to explain it in song. Am I cheating if I tell you part of my answer would be, if I used the song, it would be, oh, never mind, I'll tell you later. So, how did the shepherds and the wise men find out about the Christ child? When did they arrive? How long did it take them to get to the Christ child? What did they do when they got there? How did you find out about Jesus, the Christ? How long did it take you to get to him, to have an encounter with him? And once you had that encounter with him, what was your response? Those are the serious questions. 2 not so serious questions. A while ago I mentioned that unnamed church in Alabama. Mitchell Pittman, anybody else? Could you tell me that unnamed church in Alabama? Second part, anybody care to try to guess who that disciple might be that felt like shepherds weren't getting wasn't the shepherds, felt like the wise men weren't getting enough credit for the role they played in. Nobody paid attention to them. So he thought, you know what? I'm going to take a Mr. Potato down here, head down here, and we'll see if people pay attention to the wise men after all. It wasn't a child, because I know what some of you are thinking, oh boy, oh, I'd have been, man, if that would have been my child, oh, you know, oh, Courtney. I could see Courtney thinking, oh, Kent, boy, what if that was our child that did that? What if Weston? Anyway, it was not a child, it was an adult. So if you care to, what was the unnamed church? Who was the unnamed wise man? This is day 3 of 31 days of Not So Crazy Talk about all things Christmas and how the Christmas story applies to your story, my story, and our story. And it all relates to the little baby born in a manger in the town of Bethlehem of Judea. Hope this will help lift your spirits, reading other people's comments, find out some interesting things about our journeys to Christ and how Christ communicates with us. Merry Christmas. Keep on keeping on. If you enjoyed the video, let us know. Feel free to share this with somebody you think that it might encourage them or lift up their spirits, or maybe even help them start answering questions themselves about the Christ child. Thank you. Again, God bless you. Come back tomorrow for day 4 of Not So Crazy Talk about all things Christmas. We'll see you then.